Interesting stuff from Paul Scholes talking about Martial. These forwards are exceptionally talented lads. We all know that. The problem with United's forwards is that none of them is an actual centre forward. Martial almost conned us into thinking he was one at the end of last season because he scored so many goals and was quite good. He started this season quite poorly again, which makes you think he isn't. It's misleading. That's why I've kept saying we need a top-class number 9. Well, Jules is still with us. Welcome back, Archie and Stevie as well. Stevie, Martial.
Does he have ability? Absolutely. Can he be brilliant? Absolutely. When do we see it? We're not really sure when we're going to see it. That's the problem. You know, players like him, one day are fantastic, and then the next day you're not quite sure whether he's actually on the field or not. And that's okay if you're playing for a mid-table Premier League side or anywhere else in the world. But if you're playing at Man United and you're there to be shot at every time you step on the field, there has to be more consistency than he brings. And he has to play in the right position. And I guess, what is the right position? I agree with Scholes. I don't think he's a centre-forward. But you can't play him wide because he can't defend for you. So, I don't know where you play him.
Jules, if in doubt, bash the Frenchman.
We scored 23 goals last season playing centre forward, and now I hear people saying to me there is no centre forward. I'm not really sure I understand. I'm not sure I follow. If you tell me United need to sign someone who's better than him, okay, no problem. Go and sign someone who's better than Martial. But don't tell me Martial is not a striker, he's not a centre forward when he just had a season where he scored 23 goals. Of course, he's a different profile to Lukaku, for example, or to Haaland, or even to Mbappe. But he can link up the play. He drops a bit deeper. I think he likes touching the ball, of course, but he's also been very clinical and efficient at times last season. And yeah, I agree with Stevie on the consistency. He's still quite young, I would say. But I don't think Deschamps plays him as centre forward, Solskjaer plays him as centre forward, other managers before him played him as centre forward, even if sometimes he was playing wide. I think he's a centre forward, he's a striker. Of course he can improve, of course there are better strikers out there than him, more consistent for sure. But for me, he's quite obviously a centre forward, a striker.
Stevie?
Hey, listen, he could have scored 40 goals, but if you score 40 goals in the space of 12 games against mid-table teams, then if you're happy with that as a centre-forward, then go and knock yourself out. The thing is, you can't rely on them. And when you play for Manchester United, you need people you can rely on. So, when I say it, I don't think he's a centre-forward. Let me put it a different way. He's not a world-class centre-forward. He's a centre-forward that can score goals, but not when it counts. A bit like the guy you mentioned before, Lukaku, because he scored loads of goals as well, and they got rid of him.
Jules?
Yeah, and then I agree with you then on Steve. Then if you tell me they need a better striker than him, no problem. And Cavani has come in, and of course he's 33, he's closer to the end than to the beginning. But let's see how much competition Cavani will give him. If maybe Cavani will overtake him in the pecking order, Cavani will be a starter, and then Anthony Martial will be the second striker or number 2 in the pecking order if you want. But I just think that he's improving as a centre forward. I've seen him. I think he gained maturity a lot last season. He's learned a lot. But yeah, of course, there's probably better out there that United can go and get. For now, that's the best they have. And I think that when they've done well last season to finish third, is because he also delivered at times. And we can always say he should score more in big games, etc. Of course, Paul Pogba could do better. Bruno Fernandes could do better. Marcus Rashford could do better in big games as well. But I just think that I like the way he's improved in the last 18 months.
I actually think Rashford's a better centre-forward. I think they should give him some time at centre-forward. And I think they don't, because he can do a bit defensively. He'll get back in there. So I think it's part of the way United is now, that they're playing Martial at centre-forward, maybe because Rashford can get back and do some defending. I think Rashford would be far better centre-forward.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.